What else do you want to do outside of TikTok?
Well, so I've been focusing a lot of like on YouTube and, you know, Instagram as well. But
Because what is TikTok? Do you think it's going to go?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's bad to say, but I secretly hope it does. I mean, there goes half my paycheck. But like at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like it could be so toxic, and I'm so tired of this, like, you know, everything in the media. I mean, it's just a lot, you know?
Yeah. How do you feel like it can be toxic?
Just because, you know, you watch a video and you'll just believe it, you know, and it's like, okay, this is not real, or, you know, this has been manipulated, or people are just trying to troll and, you know, stir people up.
Yeah. There is a lot of that. You do lives too, right?
But I used to do a lot more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've never really understood the lives. Like, I'll go live if I know I'm doing something and I just want to share it with people. But I am the millennial mindset of like, oh, I'll do a story. So like stories are still very much my love language on Instagram. But can you explain lives to me? And maybe for anyone else who's like listening, watching, trying to understand the scope of TikTok influence. And
you go on and you have something interesting to say, or you're doing, you know, and then you just click live and you just talk to people, answer their questions.
But for how long do you go live?
I usually go live until the views start tapering.
You're like, okay, people have
okay, people are over it.
Yeah.
But I mean, usually it's organic, you know, usually it's like you get, you know, it's like an hour or two in and you're like, okay, like I'm also just really tired now. Like my voice is now hoarse.
Yeah. Yeah. Of answering questions or like doing whatever. Yeah. There's some folks on there that are exclusively live, like the ASMR people that I always get served because I'm secretly like, I have a kink for ASMR.
I just listened to ASMR this morning for an hour, and I haven't in like months. So
on
that's
TikTok
funny you just
or
said that.
through
Yeah.
YouTube? Okay. Serenity. There's a lady named Serenity with like a bunch of numbers or something, and I was showing her ASMR content to my daughters, and my husband was like, knock it off. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't want my kids watching this stuff. I was like, but it's so wholesome. And it's like, to a degree, like I get it. Maybe it's a little off-putting to I don't know, to kids. I don't know. I think
it's like sweet. A weird,
It's a little weird, right? But I loved it. I think sensorially, that's where TikTok gets its hooks in people, truly, is the content that's not just information, misinformation, politicized, you know, get ready with me's. They have all this other fringe content that kind of stimulates you as you're like scrolling, and then you'll like literally watch somebody like crack an egg open without the yolk membrane being ruptured.
Right.
Like, what?
And you're like, whoa.
And I'm watching it for like, you know, how many times over. Yeah, it's an interesting place. So I do find that it's interesting that you said that it's a toxic place. So YouTube, though, like you've enjoyed kind of starting to grow your content.
Yeah, I have. And it's interesting because I started my YouTube when I was a musician. So I was a musician before.
Yeah, you're a musician. What do you, with my card? I didn't read my card.
I'm throwing you off. No. I mean, I don't really talk about it much because it was like a failed career attempt, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was actually in a boy band, like three boy bands actually, for like 5 years.
I'm sorry, 3 boy bands?
Yeah.
During what era? When?
From 2014 to 2020.
Wow.
So I guess 6 years. Yeah. I mean, and it was intense. I mean, it was like, you know, you have all these like brothers every day of your life. And, like they're friends and family.
But you played music.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you didn't like K-pop, just dance boy band.
No.
You were like a musician. You were like more the Jonas Brothers boy band.
Well, yeah, we'd like to think so. I mean, we had a producer who like wrote half our music. But I mean, other than that.
Can we hear your boy band music online?
I don't know what's still on there.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, I'm sure something's still on there.
What was it called? One of them.
Zero Gravity was the first one. And it was just a very like bubblegum poppy, like, one of those.
I love that.
I loved it too. It was fun. And then the next one was Euphoria. And then the last one was called Five West. And that one was cool because we were actually able to tour around the world. It's just nobody really cared for us.
You like opened for someone, or?
Yeah, we opened for Boyzone, which was...
Boyzone. But it is interesting because the K-pop world has really reinvigorated the pop band thing that I grew up with.
Yeah.
In the Y2K era.
Yeah.
And so I watch it and I'm just like, wow, our fashions are back. Like everything is back.
Full circle.
Yeah, it is full circle. But I think it's improved upon, which is why I enjoy using TikTok, because there's like a whole hashtag, which is millennials of TikTok. And we were just talking about how we have a social media person here, and her algorithm is vastly different than mine, which is vastly different from yours, which you were talking about is a lot of true crime, a lot of conspiracy. But that's because your content is this. Let's talk about this other content you make all about the Hotel Cecil or Cecil. Cecil.
Yes.
None of the things I said. Okay.
But that's okay.
So talk about it. I want to talk about it. People love true crime, by the way.
True. So I moved into my apartment before I even knew about the Hotel Cecil. And if you don't know what it is 50% of people think it's haunted, and like 50% of people think that just a lot of bad things happen there. I think it's like a hybrid of the two, but there have been like 2 serial killers who've stayed there, and like hundreds of unreported deaths.
Hundreds?
Hundreds, yeah.
Were they from like homeless people, or like, because I remember watching you saying that it was a tenement or something when it was COVID and downtown was like shut down, or right? Am I right?
Yeah, so it turned in at beginning of last year, it turned into like a homeless shelter, like low income. But before that, it was empty. But before that, it closed in 2017. So it was actually running after like Elisa Lam was found in the water tanks and everything. Like the business was still booming.
Wait, when was that?
That was 2012, I think.
Wow, that was at Hotel Cecil?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember
that's the same
that.
Place. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like so much has happened there. But what's creepy and fascinating to me is the things that like don't make sense, like that case, or the people who, like, if you look online, like some of the other people who have died and they don't know why, or this lady like threw a boy out her window when she gave birth, and she was like, they thought she was like possessed, or she was like going through like so many unexplainable things that happened, and it's just like, well, let's get into it. Like, and that's why I love to just like.
So how do you approach each of these cases? Do you just like try to like historically like Google them, or?
I guess I kind of just Google them. But the meat of my content about it comes around like the things that I've seen living across the street, because no one was there when I was living there.
But lights were going on, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So there were like weird curtains moving.
Weird. Yeah, what else? Spooky. What else?
There were like, curtains moving. There were lights, like there was this like blue light on the very left that was for 6 minutes turning on, and then it's turned off. You'd see like shadow figures, and like, I mean, I actually just posted a compilation of the sightings that I found a couple days ago. So I'll have to send it to you. But
definitely. Is it on your like? Do you have a highlight of all your Cecil?
Yeah,
I'm saying it wrong. Cecil.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm old, Pete. I'm old. I don't know what I'm saying.
Watch it as Cecil. Like, yes. I've been saying it wrong.
It's probably that'd be great. So that's cool. So do you believe in ghosts?
I do, but I'm a skeptic as well, though, because I'm like, not everything that you see, Pete, is a ghost. Like, be real.
Because I mean, I have 3 blue lights behind me.
Wait a minute. No. I don't know. Do you believe in ghosts?
I do. But I'm also a skeptic. I think we're meeting of the minds here. So I grew up. Thanks so much for checking out this clip for the Vulnerable Podcast. For the full episode, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. That link is in the description. Thanks again.